Hi everybody, it is Tuesday, October 13th at 10:13 p.m. and I'm doing a video tonight on just making a quick dinner. Um, Obviously it's going to be like a little bit longer because it always does when I'm doing a video about it, you know. But tonight's dinner is cheeseburgers. I'm going to put some garlic in them. I've got some garlic here. Um, uh, Cheese, of course. And we're going to do some french fries because I have oil from earlier. I was doing french fries with breakfast, so I didn't want to throw the oil out. And, I still have some of it left. I still have it left, so we're going to throw the fries in there, do that before we get rid of the oil. And also, I have, for vegetable, I have leftover green beans that I'm going to use up that were from the night that I made the meatloaf. That was on the green beans from the 7th of October, as we have labeled here. You should always label. I mean, I know no one's going to be perfect. It's a habit they have in professional kitchens, and it's really, really good because if you have a fridge, especially if you like to cook a lot, you end up with a lot of leftovers in your fridge, and you don't want to be like, all right, how long has this been here and stuff like that. Now, you may not do it all the time. There may be times you miss, but try to do it, and then you'll end up with something better than had you not tried it all, right? Okay, so what we have now is the oil heating up right now. I'm going to let that go. I'm going to start to chop up these fries right here. I've had 2 beers. I'm on number 3, and this is going to be it. So I'm a little bit so far so good. But if I start to get a little Julia Child on you, you'll know why. All right, so here we go. We're going to just chop this up. If I chop my finger off, for example, like, we have a little bit of one here, but it should be all right. So we're gonna just get these going. I was talking about earlier, I want to get a mandolin because a mandolin will make, God, wow, it just makes life so much simpler, in the kitchen. It's spelled differently than the mandolin, the musical instrument. The mandolin, the musical instrument, has no E on the end. It's mandolin, and then the kitchen instrument, which is used to chop vegetables or to slice vegetables, has an E on the end. Why? I don't know. I never looked that up. So, okay, so you guys are ready. Now, earlier, one thing I did notice, okay, because of course I'm all excited, as you guys know, if you've been following my Facebook, that recently I bought thermometers for both the refrigerator and the freezer, and also a meat thermometer to test the internal temperature of meat that I'm cooking in the oven, or just anything I'm cooking in the oven, and also a candy and deep fry thermometer, which I'm using right now, and you saw pictures of earlier that I posted this morning when I was deep frying fries for breakfast. I'm using right now. And one thing I did notice when I was using that this morning is the temperature dropped dramatically when we started out at 350, as far as like that was like the temperature that I was like, okay, we're gonna throw the French fries in there now, and it dropped to like 275 and did not rebound. My plan was to cook the French fries for about 5 or 6 minutes. And the temperature never really rebounded. It rebounded like 5 degrees or so, because it dropped down to like 275, and it never climbed back above like 290. The French fries were fine, but I'm like, ooh, okay. So what I was going to try to do, like right now, we're at a temperature of, okay, yeah, we have a ways to go. We haven't even climbed to 200 yet. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to not start frying until we're at like 375, 380 today. So, because that will, you know what I mean? That'll give it a little bit of cushion. So when I drop it in there, it'll drop down to like 350 or 340, and we'll see how that goes. Okay. All right, so, and the nice thing, I don't mind doing this. I really do, one of the things that I'm trying to do, and I think is a very good sort of thing for everybody to do at least every now and then, is to sort of like step back and relax and like take your time with stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I, of all people, I know what it's like to be like super impatient. You know what I mean? I don't like to wait on other people, and I can't, you know what I mean? Like lately, I went to the dollar store earlier, right? And of course, like, you better believe before I went to Walgreens or the dollar store, I checked online to be like, okay, how many people are in there right now at that location? Because you can do that, you know, in there and see what the peak period is, and like live how many, you know, how busy it is. And of course, like, I'm checking that. I'm like, I don't feel, you know. And the thing is that the nice thing is that the Lord is good enough to us to make us wait. Thank God for that. But we don't always know it. You know what I mean? Like, we don't always have that attitude of like it's a gift to wait in line somewhere. So we should pray for the grace to know that it is a gift. As often as we can. I'll tell you why too, because you're gonna fucking wait in that line whether you like it or not anyway. So I mean, you might as well, if you have to, you might as well have a good attitude about it, right? So and you may as well take something productive and good away from it. That's my feeling anyway. Okay, there we go. That's a lot of fries. That's good. So it's a lot of fries, but I will eat them because I'm a big heifer. See that? Okay, so, and plus two, I noticed one thing I'm kind of upset about is I've been keeping up here in the cabinet, I've been keeping my bag of potatoes up here on the top shelf, because it's best to keep potatoes and garlic for slightly different reasons out of light. Okay, potatoes will sprout sooner if you keep them in light. Okay, you want to keep them in a moisture-free environment, free of light and dark. Okay, well, there's not the place to do it, because I did notice the other day some of my potatoes had some mold or fungi, whatever you want to call on it, and it's a little bit damp up there, I noticed. So I'm not, these are plywood, these cabinets. I'm not complaining, but I am complaining a little bit. These are not the best cabinets, as I pointed out in my Facebook post about my super, who's a great guy. I'm not saying anything really, really bad about him. He's a Guinea, and I love Italians anyway, so that's saying something good about him, all right? But these cabinets are not the best, honestly. I'm just telling you the truth. And Gino, you didn't do good work on those. I like you, but that was not good cabinetry work at all that you did, that I saw there. I mean, of course, I just met you then. It was right after I moved in. I'm not going to say anything to you about that, but, it's crap, all right? And so, and what we have here is some buckling. You can't see it, but there's buckling on the top. This is all plywood. It's not good. It's just bad. It's not quality work at all. So there is, all the problems that probably go along with that kind of cabinetry. It's just not a good place to store things. So I don't trust it. My plan is to get some sort of third-party container. Or third-party container, but you know what I'm trying to say. Like, something else that's outside of this that, like, I buy at the store, that I can store potatoes in that's good for them, or maybe store garlic in. You know what I mean? Again, here's the thing. I used to live in a car. Okay, I couldn't do any of this in a car. You've seen, if you've been following me, you've seen my pictures tonight of a ton of wonderful stuff I've done. And Jack has been, overall, even though I have misgivings about Jack, he's not a slumlord at all. Okay, I do not, So I have not given you the impression of that, and nor do I want to give you the impression of that. He's not a slumlord. Okay, if you want to see a slumlord, I can show you something else that is that. Okay, this is pretty nice here. I'll be honest with you. I'm going to be straight up honest with you. The kind of straight up honest that you would expect on a dude that's on his third beer. There are some weird fucking residents here. Okay, and I will tell you that they're not bad, but there's also some cool residents. There's a lot of it's a mix. You know what I mean? And I tend to notice. I feel like personally, the more normal residents are not in my building. They seem to be on the other side. I don't know if this is totally true. This is my perception of it, okay? They tend to be on the other side of the complex facing a lead away. But it doesn't matter. I'm going to tell you right now, okay? This is all in good fun because this is a wonderful place to live. I really do enjoy this building. I enjoy this community. It's a wonderful community to be in. You know, it's very, very nice. There's nicer. There's Burlingame down the street, but this, you know what I mean? But so there's always nicer. There's always, no matter where you're at, there's always nicer. But that doesn't mean that you should not be appreciative and grateful of where you're at the moment. You know, no matter what, even if you're in a slum, I'm going to tell you right now, because if you are in a slum, there's people like me who were in a car that don't even have a slum. You know what I mean? So like, and I am grateful because I have definitely more than a slum. Okay, this is no slum. You can tell, but looking around here, this is not a piece of shit apartment or anything like that. You know what I mean? So I'm very, very grateful. I got something great here. You know, but that tub is leaking, and I don't know. I want it fixed. I want it fixed. It doesn't appear to be like it's the drain stopper leaking, because we did replace that, and I think it could be a deep scratch in the tub. You know that. You know, I'm not sure. I have not turned my attention to it. I guarantee you, if I turn my attention to it, we all know that I could, you know, narrow it down and figure it out. But honestly, like I have too many things going on to do that, and it's not my responsibility anyway. And I'm not all that interested, especially when I know somebody else can do it and someone else is supposed to do it, and that's who's going to do it. All right. So anyway, okay. So we have this all done, and we're at our fries over here that are okay. So we're up to wow, that climbed very quickly. We're at 400 degrees. 400 degrees on the oil. I'm going to drop the temp just a little bit because that climbed so quickly that we know it's probably still climbing. Actually, 400 is the max level on the thermometer. Anyway, so, okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to put these over here. I'm going to finish doing these real quick. So yeah, I had a really nice time at the dollar store. I love going there. The only problem with the dollar store is, man, I go in there for like two things. Now, granted, I don't buy shit that I don't need. Okay? But having set up my household not all that long ago, there's still a lot of stuff I really do need. So, you know, I go in there and I'm like, I'm going to get one thing. And then the Lord has me coming out with a whole bunch of other shit. You know what I mean? And I'll tell you right now, for those of you that think that if the Lord tells you to do it, you're not going to have any problem in life, well, you're fucking insane. Because the Lord tells us to do stuff all the time that presents challenges to us for reasons known only to the Lord many of the time, most of the time. It's unbelievable. Anyway, but one thing is true is that the Lord loves us, and in essence, the Lord is always truthful with us, even though I don't know. That's all I'm gonna say is the mystery of the Lord, because the Lord does literally work in mysterious ways. But you know, when I say the Lord always tells me the truth, in one sense, yes, and in the other sense, no, never. Like, I mean, the Lord tells me tons of stuff on a daily basis that is not literally true in the sense that you and I, as humans, would say, is that true or false? Like, in that, if you want to go on that, the Lord is often a liar. But it's weird because the Lord also, at the same time, gives me a sense that what he's saying to me is not true. So, like, that's, you know what I mean? That kind of counts as truth. There's always, like, a different point there then. You know what I mean? It's easy to forget that if you kind of forget that the Lord directs everything that we do. You know what I mean? You have to understand that. And then it's easier to kind of go, okay, yeah, he did tell me that, but he also gave me some sense that it might not be true. Okay? That sense that you have that, yeah, that doesn't sound right, is also from the Lord, even though you think that that's you responding to the Lord only. You know what I mean? It's like, wait a minute, the Lord says this, but I have this feeling. Well, guess who gave you that feeling? I'm telling you the truth. Guess who gave you that feeling? No matter what, everything you have, that's right. Okay. So here we have those fries ready. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this cheddar cheese over here. So, what I mentioned about this ale earlier, I'm drinking a Super Cluster IPA, Lagunitas Super Cluster. Hold on. What's going on with this? That's really weird. I don't understand this at all. This is very... Oh, gosh. That's why. Okay. No wonder. Take this off of here. I got the oil so hot, the thermometer wrapped around, and it came around again to 150, which actually means it's like fucking almost 1,000 degrees, and it's smoking. So I took it off there for a bit. This is what, remember what I said earlier? I was like, okay, so since you can do it like this way at home, why buy a deep fryer? It was a rhetorical question because I know the answer to that, obviously, already. I'll repeat. The answer is because it makes temperature regulation. Beer 3, and look at that. Temperature regulation a cinch. You don't have to think about it. It handles it automatically, and you can just deep fry. And it makes, if you do a fair amount of deep frying, it makes good sense to buy a deep fryer. Or even if you don't do it all that much, but you like deep frying and you have the counter space for it, I would say go ahead and do it. I almost, maybe about a year before I moved to Merced, became homeless, I was considering buying a deep fryer because I was really into it. Yeah, I like deep frying a lot. Okay, so I'm going to leave this right here. Open up this package of cheddar. Hey, Coulter. I'm very excited about you, brother. I mean, wow. I'm just going to leave it at that right now. I don't really know what to say. There's a lot of, emotion in here, though, welled up about you. Man, I love you so much, and I'm so excited. I want to also say this, too. I didn't know that I bought a shot glass that said the I Do Crew on it until I got home and looked at it to photograph it. Who do you think did that for us? All right. Actually, a lot of stuff in that trip was done. I didn't realize till I got home and looked at it and photographed it. I was like, holy. And I was told at the time. And he's like, uh-huh. I'm like, wow, oh my God. Allah Akbar. I think that's how you say it, man. God is great. Okay. Here we go. I'm going to, basically what I'm going to do is the cheeseburger. I'm going to obviously slice, if I can, the cheese for the cheeseburgers right now. Hey, Cheeseburger, if you're actually, I doubt it in a million years that you were actually watching one of my vids, sweetheart, but if you are, man, hi. I miss you. I hope you're doing well. I think about you on occasion. You are one of my favorite fucking people, Cheeseburger. I love you to death. I really do. I'm like, and you know what I mean? You're the kind of, you know you're all that. And you know that, of course, I'm going to think you're all that because you know that you're all that. I hope you're still okay and that you're fucking, man, take it easy with that fentanyl, dude. Seriously, okay? I love you. And so do a lot of other people, I am sure. So don't go, we don't want you to go anywhere. All right. So what I'm going to do, as far as the ground beef, is I'm going to make, from about a pound of ground beef, I'm going to make 4 patties. So they're going to be like quarter pounders. And I'm going to put some garlic in them. That's it. Other than that, and then of course I'm going to saute some onions to put on top. So kind of like a McDonald's cheeseburger a little bit. That's all. Remember, anybody eat White Castle cheeseburgers here? One thing I got to tell you, I'm glad I don't have a microwave because I would cheat. And I had a microwave for years, and microwaves are great. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with them, but I'm glad I don't have one. Let me put it that way. I really am. I'm glad I don't have. And you people watching this are probably like, we're glad you don't have one too, because this is fucking entertaining as shit. You know how I can say that with confidence? Because you're watching me right now. That's why. Okay. 1, 2. And thank you, by the way. I cannot tell you again. I know I say this all the time, but I can't tell you how honored I am and grateful that whoever you are out there watching me do what I'm doing right now and have an interest in that. And I appreciate that, because I know you have a choice in sober drug addicts to watch, and I appreciate that you've chosen me. Thank you very much. All right. All right. All right, so there we go. I do 2 cheeseburgers, I guess, and 2 regular plain, or should we do 4 cheeseburgers? Let's do 4. All right. Fuck it, right? Again, I want to say too, like for any of you out there that have substance abuse issues, whether it be alcohol or drugs or trying to think if there's anything, and weed counts as a drug too. Okay, all right. Anything, if you let me put it this way: if you get up every day and part of your day involves having to consume some kind of product other than food, just general food, that you need to sort of get through the day, and only you know the answer to that. Okay, if you need, you know whether or not you need something. Okay, whether it be coffee, or cigarettes, or marijuana, or methamphetamine, or heroin, or fentanyl, or whatever you need that you have that compulsion to use. All right. If that's the case, shit, I forgot what I was going to say after that. It'll come back. I want to say that, well, let me see where I can riff off that, because there's tons of things, tons of directions you can go with that. Well, number one, I mean, first of all, like pray. I would say pray about that. Pray that God holds you in his hand. He already is. But it's important that you are aware of that, because that changes everything. That's the big difference. Because God is in control, whether you like it or not, whether you know it or not, whether you want to acknowledge it or not. But once you begin to acknowledge that, once you begin to be a partner in that, or feel you're a partner to that, whoa, the difference is amazing. Let me tell you from personal experience, and not always amazing right away, because honestly, in many ways, there's not much new going on with my attitude, my relationship with God right now, in terms of I didn't just suddenly discover God, or suddenly discover the church, or suddenly discover a lot of things, but the fruits started to appear. Now I can tell you that, and there are certain aspects about my relationship with God that are new, but they're not new in substance. They're kind of new, like a slight change. And like, oh wow, that really, like an accent sort of thing. It's like, whoa, okay, that's pretty cool. Okay, so we have, all right, let's do 2 more or 4 more slices here. Adam Neely, I always say hi to Adam, and I always say hi to Rick, and I don't always say hi to 12 Tone, because it's been it's really weird. I kind of wonder. I love 12 Tone's videos on YouTube. He's a music theorist, kind of just like he's really cool. He does great videos, but I've gravitated away from 12 Tone, and I don't exactly know why. So when I think of 12 Tone, I often wonder, I'm like, why did I gravitate? Why? Like, why have I gravitated away from this guy who's pretty cool? But there must be a reason, and I don't know. Anyway, all right, so here we have our cheese. That's done. And now we're going to prepare our garlic to mash up there in that. Garlic is one of my favorite. Oh, I love garlic. I'm gonna move this over here because I don't want to. I want you to see more of me. All right. Garlic is. I love garlic. There's a restaurant here in San Francisco called the Stinking Rose. That it's kind of funny. I don't know. Like I'm not putting the Stinking Rose down at all. You know, but it's definitely not like high end. All right. I just remember there was a time like where I visited the Stinking Rose and it felt more high end for some reason. And then I went to the Stinking Rose. The last person I went to the Stinking Rose with was, and I hope he's watching this too, is Chris Reinhardt. I'm pretty sure that was who yes. Chris, you probably know better than I do right now. It was us that went, right? I'm trying to remember the flow of the evening. I remember walking around Columbus Avenue with you. If it was you, it was you. It was you. We're in a hotel room. Hold on, Chris Reinhardt. Yes. I don't remember the hotel, but I remember the hotel room we were in. I remember it distinctly. I think there was actually talk of Coulter too, which is really weird. And I think I kind of freaked out because I could be imagining stuff about the Coulter part. I was like, you know, I think I remember like you mentioning there was a possibility of Coulter coming over, and I got like, oh shit! I almost like a deer in the headlights. I was like, I gotta get out of here. Oh shit! You know, because Coulter at one time intimidated the hell out of me. You know, and because I love the guy so much now, like I let him intimidate me a little bit because you know I think we should be intimidated a little bit. You know, like awed by the people that we're in love with. You know what I mean? I have a fascination, a little bit of a Dutch angle toward them, a little bit. You know, because it's enjoyable, it's good. You know, I mean, how much really are you getting out of somebody if you're always looking down like that? Like, yes, it's my dishwasher. You know what I mean? I don't want to do that with people. I want to be like, my dishwasher. Well, you know what I mean? Because that dishwasher has something to give me, has something to teach me, has something to bestow upon me. Okay? All right. Let's see. I don't know if I talked to you. I think I did. My last video, I talked about the garlic loaf that I'm really. Yeah, I did. The garlic loaf bread that I'm really in love with. I'm gonna learn how to do that. We're gonna make some bread here. I got a loaf pan that I just bought the other day. This kitchen that we're really stocking this up is fantastic because I love to cook. I really do. I'm not the greatest cook in the world. I mean, I think I make good food, but I'm not a Gordon Ramsay or I'm not like I'm not a professional. But I really do enjoy. That's the most important thing is that you enjoy cooking. That's when you're gonna bring your heart to making it, and your food's gonna taste good because you give your all to it, you know. And it's so much fun. It is so enjoyable and can teach you so many things about life that have nothing at all to do with cooking. Much like computer science and the Unix operating system. Okay. My mom has at her place my copies of Mastering the Art of French Cooking by Julia Child, and also my copy of On Cooking, a culinary textbook that's about this thick, that's used to teach chefs in school, in culinary school. And in that book, you know, it has, because that's what I'm most interested in. I don't want a book of recipes. I want a book of teaching you how to work in the kitchen. How, you know, oh gosh. And you know why I want that kind of book? Because that way I don't do stupid shit like that. All right. My vegetable, all right. So anyway though, but how to work in the kitchen. I'm gonna put this right over here for now. How to work in the kitchen, because that's, until you know that, a book of recipes isn't gonna do you much good, is it? You know what I mean? I don't know about you, but we've all been in that position, I feel like, where we've been given a recipe or we've attempted to, we've watched something, we've watched like an episode of Julia Child, okay, like Julia, and people, have you ever heard people talk about Julia Child when you don't know how to cook? They're like, she's great, she you don't need to know anything, blah, blah, blah. And you go and watch the episode of Julia Child, and you're like, there's a lot of things being assumed here that I am not privy to. And so a good culinary textbook instructs you in those fundamentals. You have to get those fundamentals down. If you want to be, if you aspire to that level of mastery, okay? Now, you don't have to cook. I'm just saying, like, I personally do to some degree, or at least, I'm not saying my enthusiasm, for example, like, it's obviously not so critical that, like, I learned how to cut like a professional chef that I within the first week I moved in, I started doing that. It's not that important, but it's something that's on my bucket list. I want to do, you know what I mean, as I'm able, sort of a thing. Because, I mean, that kind of stuff is important to me. It's very nice, it's very elegant, it's very beautiful, and it's very therapeutic. I remember one night, I don't know if I mentioned this in a video before, I used to attend bar. And I used to work in the Castro, San Francisco, which is like the gay district. It's worldwide, it's world famous as the gay district area of San Francisco. Of course, you know that if you spend any time in San Francisco, all of San Francisco is the gay area of San Francisco. But Castro district is the most famous in name for that. And I used to tend bar in the Castro. I got a job when I was 21 tending bar in the Castro, which is like every fucking party kid's or bartender's dream job. And I got it. And I got it, I'll tell you how. I lied. I lied on my resume and said I was a bartender, a bar back, for a year prior to that. Because you can, I forget exactly what it was, but I lied about my experience. Because in California, they can't ask you your age. I don't, what I mean, for a job. So there was some wiggle or something like that. It was a long time. I'm 41 years old now, and I was 21 when I got this job. So it was a really long time ago. So I got this job, but see, like, what really allowed it to happen is my friend, Mike Foley, who I haven't seen him in a while. I hope he's doing all right. My friend Mike Foley worked there. Now, see, as I mentioned before in earlier videos, I like bars. I do, I'm definitely down to, like, go into a nice bar that I like and be like, oh, all right, let me have a drink and talk to people. I enjoy that. I enjoy socializing that way. And so one of the bars when I was 21, even back then, all my life I've been like that. When I was 21 years old, I went to the Metro Bar, which is now called the Lookout in the Castro. It's the bar right at 16th Noe Market on the second floor, on the second story. And it was called the Metro Bar. And it was owned by an Asian dude named Ed Wang. And there's a restaurant, I don't know if it still is attached to the bar, but at that time, it was like a restaurant. There was a bar on one side, and then the restaurant was on the other side. And let me see how we're doing on time here. 33 minutes, okay. Because I know that my video like cut out at like an hour like earlier. All right. So if it does, I'll pick up. I'll delete some stuff because I think I make so many videos, my storage space like fills up quickly now. So anyway, though, so there was a restaurant attached at that time, the Metro Bar and Restaurant. And so that was my first job. My friend Mike Foley, I used to go there and drink all the time. I don't know if I think I mentioned this in another video. I had social anxiety at 21 years old, and I wanted to go out though and socialize and go to the bars when I was 21 because I've always liked bars, but I had this anxiety of being around people. So I would go to the bar, and the bar I used to go to was the Metro Bar. The first bar, I'd go in there at night. I didn't know anybody. I was 21 years old, knew nobody in San Francisco at all. I lived in South San Francisco, like a mile from here on Maple Avenue, and with Bob. And I would go either, he would give me a ride to Bart, which the closest bar at that time was Colma Bart. That's how long ago this was. Colma Bart was the closest bar to South San Francisco. So he'd give me a ride to Colwell Bar, or he'd give me a ride down to 16th and Market, drop me off, and I'd get out, and I would go in, to the Metro Bar, and I'm a pretty, as you can tell, I'm a pretty gregarious guy, but but I had to get rid of that social anxiety, so I would go in there, and of course I'd get it. At that time, I drank Jack and Coke. Oh my, I drank so much. I don't even like Jack and Coke. I don't know how I drank that shit. Is so sweet. I don't like Tennessee whiskey at all. In fact, I don't really. I like bourbon, but I don't. I stay away from that stuff now. I mean, if I'm gonna drink alcohol, I definitely like my beer, and that's it. As you all know, I'm pretty careful with that nowadays too, because there's a lot to be said for sobriety. Sobriety's pretty awesome. Go, 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 go. Seriously. So I went in there anyway, and of course, like I said with the Boston Beer Works, I spent a lot of time at the Metro Bar, and I met my friend Mike Foley there. We became friends outside of the bar, because Mike is like me. He likes his boys, and I was 21 years old at the time, and he was about my age, a little bit younger than me, and so he was like, yeah, but he was very much like me, because Mike is not a guy that, he's interested in substance too. Like, we developed a friendship. He was into me as a person too, in addition to trying to get in my pants, which he didn't get in my pants so much later. Actually, we didn't actually hook up until many years later. And that was kind of neat. That guy can suck dick too. I just want to say that. I will say that. All right, Mike, you can suck a nice dick. I haven't seen him in a long time. But and I got really turned on too, because he was really wanting to suck my dick for like a really long time, and I got turned on by the fact that he was turned on by wanting to suck my dick. You know what I mean? Like, kind of vicariously. I sort of, even to this day, I sort of get turned on by that. Like, even if I'm not turned on by somebody in particular, if they're really turned on by hooking up with me, I kind of get turned on by that idea, which is kind of like a sort of sexual narcissism. But anyway. So we've got our garlic there. That's enough. We're gonna open this up. I'm gonna grab a mixing bowl from in here, or from in here, or a dishwasher. But anyway, so Mike, going back to the Metro Bar, this is really, really cool. Mike, oh my god, Mike was a huge influence in my life and the person I am today, especially at the time on drugs. Mike was an awesome role model to be, because Mike smoked a lot of weed. So I kind of learned, sort of take my cues. Like, Mike was the type of guy that would smoke weed, and then he'd have, he didn't use a steno pad, but he was definitely a list maker. And he would, we'd get stoned, and he'd be like, all right, so what are we going to do today? We have to go, check, it would be his day off work from the Metro Bar, we'd be over his house getting stoned, and he'd be like, we'd smoke, and then he'd be like, all right, we have to clean up the room, we're going to do this, da-da-da-da-da, and then we're going to go out here, and I, now, I'd like to say that that's how I learned how to be like that, but that's not the truth. What happened is, luckily, two people of sort of like minds and sort of like ways of thinking about things and doing things met up. And we worked well together on that. One of our favorite things to do was to get stoned and watch South Park and everything like that. And both of us have very active minds. You know what I mean? Mike is see this, what I'm doing right here? This, rocking back and forth on my feet. This is very Mike Foley right here, doing that. Mike would do that. He'd be thinking about something like I do. We both do that. And we're like, just, there's a certain dynamicism to us. You know what I mean? And it just kind of comes through, Anyway, though, so he knew that I wanted to get this job at the Metro Bar. And, of course, he liked me and wanted me to work there with him. So what he started doing was teaching me drinks and teaching me how to make them. And not only that, because he really wanted me to get the job in a bar. I don't know. Okay, I mean, there's going to be some of you that may know this, but most of you probably don't. That just like in Justin's house, where things always go in the same place all the time, so that way I don't have to waste time looking for them to make our workflow efficient. So too in a bar, things always go back exactly in the same place. You know what I mean? If you grab like Jack Daniels, like up here, boom, like second bottle from the right side here, or it always goes back there. Why? So that way I can actually at some point just reach my hand back there and not have to look and know what bottle I'm grabbing, and then boom, and I can do that, and I can be very, very quick. If you disregard that and you fucking put bottles back where they don't belong as a new bartender, you're going to have a bartender fucking pissed at you. And they will not be merciful about it. I can tell you that right now. So be very, very good about maintaining the workflow of the bar if you work in a bar. Okay, so anyway, so one of the things that he did, though, is he also taught me the layout of all the bottles at the Metro bar. Now, here's the thing. All bars are set up in this same basic way. Is that in front of you, like you're sitting right here, let's say, in front of me. So here's the bar, like the oven is the bar, all right? And you're on the other side of that, and here I am behind the bar, right? All right, well, here's the well. Right in the well are all liquors that, if you just say, give me a gin and tonic, and you don't say, give me a Tanqueray and tonic, but you say, just give me a gin and tonic, well, the gin I'm going to grab is going to be in the well. It's what goes in the well varies from bar to bar, but what it always is the cheapest liquor that bar buys. All right, and and the call liquors, like when you ask for like, I want a Cuddy and soda, okay? If you're gonna get like a Scotch and soda, and you're gonna say, I want a Cuddy Sark, I want a Cuddy and soda, then I'm gonna go reach behind the bar, grab the Cuddy Sark, but the well liquors are going to be in front of me. And it's called the speed rack. And it's called the speed rack for a reason, is that like when most people come in, they don't order call liquor unless you're in a trendy Castro bar. Actually, if you're in a gay bar, like you get a lot, you still get a fair amount of like well liquor and shit like that, especially if you have a happy hour that tries to push the well liquor. But mostly in a gay bar, you're going to get a lot, or even in a young, straight, trendy bar, you're going to get mostly call drinks that are going to be asking for like they want the Tito's vodka, they want the Tanqueray gin, they want the, they're going to have names for the drinks that they want. They're going to ask for it. But if not, those liquors are going to be in the speed rack. And there's an order for those bottles as well. You know what I mean? I still remember from the left to right in the Metro bar, vodka, gin, rum, tequila. And I remember we had Black Death tequila at the Metro bar. I don't know if it's still true, but the distributor that served the bars at that time was Young's Marketplace, or Young's Market in San Francisco, was the distributor for bars that did their alcohol deliveries. I know they're still around. I don't know how, if there's other players. They used to pretty much have it locked in as like everybody dealt with Young's, but it may be different now. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this right over here. If you are interested in bartending, this is going to be a good video. I can tell already. I had a very good time bartending. After I left the Detour, or the Metro bar, I got a job at the Detour bar, which is now Beau in the Castro. Beau, I think it's, the address is 20, I can't remember now. Oh well. But anyway, it's right across from the cafe. Of course, it's the block between 16th and Market and Castro and Market on the north side of the street. Right next to where Streetlight Records used to be. Those were good times. But that's when I started doing meth. Every day is when I worked at the Detour bar. So in that sense, it wasn't all that good, but we still had a good time. What I'm glad about today, though, is that I can be like, yeah, that was a good time, but not a time I want to go back to. Because let me tell you, I don't know. This is just awesome. I've never experienced anything like this in my life, ever. It's like I've experienced individual, like a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but I'm putting it all together now. You know what I mean? I'm doing all the stuff that I've always wanted to do together at once. And adding to it. And that's amazing. I'm telling you right now. No way do I want to go back to drugs for that. That said, if you all want to buy some methamphetamine, give me a call up. I have about 70 kilos in my bathroom right now. A Bogue knows about that. All right. And so I can mail it to you. You know what I mean? And that'll be that. All right. Anyway, all right. So here we go. So we have, wow, I'm surprised that this chopped meat, as my grandmother would call it, ground beef, has still has a little bit of some ice crystals in it, even though I defrosted it in the refrigerator overnight. But not too much, it's fine. So the idea, of course, is that we're gonna put some garlic in here, all right? Oh, I love the smell of garlic. Oh, wow, garlic is so awesome. You know, some things in life get me like it's almost like you're scratching the bottom of my balls, and I'm like, oh, yeah. Music, certain harmonic progressions do that, certain smells of food do that, and looking at certain typefaces that does that to me. And I love it. It's one of the most wonderful things about being alive. Oh, so the other day, when I was in the Castro, going to Strut to take care of that gonorrhea shit, I decided on the way home, I walked down 16th. I was gonna, I was gonna hop on BART at 16th and Mission, because now when I used to not pay for BART, that was one of the stations I avoided because it was kind of it's. If you're not paying for BART, the easiest station to hop on is at Civic Center. Everybody knows that. So I used to do that, but now that I'm paying for it, I'm like, I can go to the closest station. It's not a problem. So I went to 16th and Mission, and on the way down there, right past Valencia, I was like, well, you know what? If my favorite bar is open, Gestalt, in 16th and Valencia, I'm gonna stop in there and have a beer, because I really do like that. It's a wonderful bar. If you're in San Francisco, if you live in San Francisco, or you're gonna visit San Francisco, and you do like bars, it's a beer bar, by the way. You don't really go, I think they only have beer, to tell you the truth. So let me tell you the aesthetic of this bar. It's not a gay bar. It is, though I'm sure you may find some gay people there. I mean, I go. It is a pinball bar, mostly. There's a lot of it's all done in black. Everything's black in the bar. And it's a beer bar. It's for people that are into craft beer. So you go in there and they have a bunch of pinball machines. It's a very nice kind of hipster, what's that other, bohemian but hipster sort of aesthetic. And they also, not only do they have craft beer in there, but they also make deli sandwiches. The bartender also makes deli sandwiches, so they have like deli meats there too. I mean, it's the perfect kind of shit you want to do when you're drinking craft beer. Let's put it that way. It is wonderful. Anyway, so I thought, well, now see, here's the thing, because I'm a newly sober addict. So of course I'm very, very careful about my alcohol consumption. I'm like, really, I like beer, but I'm wary, because I have experience with alcohol, and I have experience drinking alcohol when I'm not doing meth and what happens with that. And so I'm very, very wary of it. And so I was like, well, I do want to go in there, but I don't know, da 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 da. So when I was about half a block away, I decided that I would. I was like, all right, well, fine. You know what I mean? It's been a while, and or maybe, wait a minute, hold on. Yeah, so I was sitting here kind of like contemplating. I'm like, well, it hasn't been that long since I've been to Gentle Dental. You know what I mean? I'm trying to think about the spacing between, which, believe it or not, the fucked up thing is that the spacing between it is not at all important, but yet it is. I mean, like, I don't, it's like, and I'm still figuring this out, honestly. I wish I could I tell you I'm an expert on this whole thing, but I will tell you, I will keep you abreast as time passes, because the Lord's going to show me. But anyway, so I decided to go ahead into Gestalt, but it was not open for business either that day or yet with the COVID-19 thing, so I don't know. All right. should have, if I was paying attention to efficiency, put this oil back on the burner. Oh, it's still, oh, you know what though? We're good. Awesome. Oh, wow. Who knew? The Lord hooked us up right there, because it never fell below 300 degrees. So we're at 300 degrees and climbing back up to 350 now. Awesome. Okay. That means that the oil was fucking hot as shit when we took it off. Okay. Yeah. So what we have here is a big meat wad. We're gonna break up into, I think, like 3 or 4 hamburgers. Actually, we'll see what works best. You can see the garlic in there. All right. So what I'm basically doing is just taking this pound of ground beef and I'm breaking it up into 4 equal parts. That's all. To make 4 quarter pounders. And a lot more time than it would take if I was sober and off the video, doing it alone. But that's all right. This is the point. Like I said, I'm so grateful to be able to do this with you guys and do it for myself and just have fun and get something very, very productive and very, very important done while doing it. Climbing. Good. Climbing is done. All right. So we have 4 meat wads there. You can see. Smell like garlic. Fucking yeah. All right. All right, so what I'm basically doing now, of course, is like slicing up some onions that I'm gonna saute. And then, I'm gonna start the hamburgers. Random point, I mean, if you don't know this already, you are more likely to cut yourself with a dull knife than a sharp knife, and the reason is because of, well, part of the reason is because of more aggressive knife techniques that are required with a dull knife that you would have to use with a sharp knife. You know, right now, if you've been really paying attention to my videos, you know this is like the only kitchen knife that I have right now. So I use it for everything. I'm going to take a little bit of oil out of here, put it in the pan over here just to use. Oh, damn it. Well, this will get some views. All right. That's the only fart you're getting. Damn, I totally, see, I didn't have, whatever. Let them have farts. That's what I say. All right, whatever. Anyway, so, all right, so this is like, now I'm sitting here, the Lord's like, do you want to say that you farted in it or just let people find out? I don't know. Depends how much of a shameless whore for views and attention I want to be, I guess. I have no idea. Or maybe say nothing and see if the word spreads. That's what I think I might do. I don't know. You know, like, who knows? Who knows with me? You never know with me. 11:30. All right. I do want to make sure I get up for Mass tomorrow. I'm not making a commitment to go to Mass every day, but I'll tell you privately, I want to. I want to go every day. I hope I can go every day, but I don't want to. I'm stopping short of making a commitment saying I'm going every day, because I feel like as soon as I do that, something's going to fucking happen again. You know what I mean? I don't want to do that. I want to jinx myself. So I'm just going to see how we do, kind of like going along, see if it, you know what I mean? See what kind of pattern develops, and if it starts to kind of flow that way, well then we'll get a little bit more concrete and definite about it. That's what I would like to do. But I love going to Mass. I love Mass. It's fantastic. All right. I love being a Catholic, honestly. I really do. And an Episcopalian. Love being a Christian, I guess, right? But, you know, more than that, too, you know, not to exclude anybody, I love being close to God, you know, and I'll tell you right now, everybody that's close to God loves being close to God, because there's nothing better than that. I don't care if you think it is anything less than that, like, I'm telling you, you got the wrong idea. You're thinking about, you know, you have an idea of what it's like, of what being close to God is like. That is totally wrong if you don't think it's like the best thing in the world, because I'm telling you, by definition, it is the best thing in the world. Whatever you think the best thing in the world is, it's that. I mean, let me also to reiterate, and I'm not going to explain this one too much. I don't think I'm going to explain this one too much. It's like, but you already are close to God anyway. You have no idea. And I have no idea. I have no idea how close to God I am. And it wows me every day. Wows me every day. We just don't know. I mean, it's, oh, wow. It is over the top. It is over the top, ladies and gentlemen. It really is. God loves us so much. It's just crazy. So here we go. We got that. We got our we're sauteing there. Okay, so we're gonna drop this, boom, the oil, and then I'm taking the fries, right, and putting them in right now. This might not be all done at the same time. That's okay. You know what I want to do? Honestly, I don't want to put those in with my hands because the oil's gonna come up, and I want to use some tongs and be a little bit smarter. My ex, Dustin, when we first met, Dustin was going to California Culinary Academy on Polk Street to be a chef. Whoa, oh wow, we got a fire. Oh shit. Hold on, wait. Uh-oh. Oh shit. Oh god, we got like a fire. Hold on. You know what? I gotta get a fire extinguisher. That just fucking reminded me. It went out, folks, but hold on. Whoa, that could have gone wrong, dude. Wow. Alright, hold on. Whoa, brother. Holy fucking shit, that's scary. Okay, fire extinguisher tomorrow, Smart and Vinyl. Next time you see me cooking, I'm going to have a fire extinguisher. Wow. Alright, and that's another reason to get a deep fryer, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? For real. Is that stuff like that is less likely to happen. Alright. Woo, look at that. Holy shit, as Pat would say. Alright. So, wow. So, okay, so right now, our oil temperature is at 400 degrees, which is above deep frying. And there's no heat on the burner. This burner has been on for a little bit since the green beans. Okay. So now the oil's dropping in temperature. It is at 375, approaching 375 down to 400. It's cooling. It's gonna cool even more because I just put that stuff in there. And I'm putting on the timer. I'm putting 7 minutes on the timer. Okay. Now, here's the thing. I'm putting the back burner back on medium. The oil's dropping rapidly in temperature. I'm not going to use that burner anymore. I don't want to risk a fire. So we're going to go over to here to the left back burner, put it on there, okay? You know what? I have to say, I've never, they always tell you to have a fire extinguisher in the kitchen. That's one of those things, like the photograph earlier I was talking about earlier. I'm glad that happened. I mean, excuse me, Jack, I'm not trying to burn down your place. But I'm glad that happened because I'm going to fucking get I should have a fire extinguisher. I don't, and now I'm going to get one. And now I know exactly why from personal experience. Get a fire extinguisher for your kitchen. It can happen. If you don't cook, don't worry about it. If you have somebody cook, you can never get one. Alright? Okay. I like the people that are like, I'm not cooking, but you never know. I'll get one anyway. Alright. Anyway. Okay, so here we go. Not cooking, but you never know what can happen. There's all the fire in there anyway. Alright. Put them on the stove. So here are the onions. Our fries are at 275 right now. Okay. We have 4 minutes left on there. Now we're going to go ahead and do our hamburgers, okay? That's nice. So I'm gonna lift this up and show you. You know what's really good? It's avocado on hamburgers. Honestly, I'm wondering, I have avocado because I haven't made the guacamole I was talking about. I wonder if I should do that. You know what? No green beans tonight. Damn it. Damn it. Avocado. Look at our you can see. We have our heat on just above medium, but I'm gonna lower to medium right now on there. I'm gonna flip these. All right, so our French fries are done. Look at our mess there. Drinking? No. I mean, who knows? Maybe, maybe not. Does it make a difference? I should be more careful in the kitchen, drunk or not. All right, so okay. If cold over here, you could be fucking cleaning up those friggin' green beans right now, like he should be doing, while his wife puts together the rest of his meal. off these here. I'm going to take these and put that right there. As you can see. Okay. I gotta get some salt. I have sea salt on the table, but it's good to have some. Oh, actually, what am I saying? I have kosher salt up there. Actually, I'm gonna bring some down. Very cool. Some stayed in the pan, so we'll use that. You know what? My floors are clean. I can actually get that shit off there and eat it. I think I might do that. You might think that's gross. But fuck me. You know what I mean? Maybe your floors are nasty. Mine aren't. Yep, I'm eating it. Alright. Nice benefit of keeping your floors clean all the fucking time. So, okay. Floor's so clean you can eat off them, baby. Alright. Out of the avocado. Okay, and then basically I'm just like slicing this down here like that. Get these out of here. You can do it any way you see fit. I mean, I'm sure that there's probably a way or whatever, but whatever works. Really, you're just trying to get the avocado separated from its shell. You know what I mean? Or whatever you call it, rind or whatever. I don't know about you guys, but I love avocados. Huge fan. Huge fan. Oh shit! You know what I forgot to do? The cheese. All right, so we'll do that real quick. You know how we'll do it? On the burgers in the pan and put a lid on to melt it a little. Pretty quick, pretty easy to do. Nothing big. the onions on there too, okay? So here's our lid. Does it fit that pan perfectly? No, but it doesn't need to. We just need to kind of create a little greenhouse kind of a thing. That's all. Watch. I want to say this here and now. I mean, I know this is kind of weird, but like, you're not going to hear this typically. But I can tell you right now, when I've been eating deep fried foods, I take a nap afterwards, and I don't feel great when I get up. I feel good going down. Your body doesn't feel good hours later. You wonder why. Okay. I want you to see this. So basically, I'm just going to wait for the cheese to melt slightly, and it's done. All right. Because I didn't drink my beer fast, so I'll be able to enjoy my beer with my burger, which is awesome, right? I'm putting avocados over here, and that cheese is ready to go. here we go. Now here's what we're gonna do. Ready? Avocado on top of these burgers. Okay. Hold on. So we're going over here. Okay, now, Bowman style. At my grandparents' house, we used to use, there were sometimes hamburger buns, but typically, like, it was bread. Usually what you have on hand. For these and all his mercies, God's holy name be blessed and praised through Jesus Christ, our Lord. Amen. I forgot to say grace for my last beer, too. Maybe my last two. We need to be careful about that. The Lord actually asked me to say grace before every beer earlier. And that's new. He never asked me to do that before. So I want to try to obey that. And he's reminding me right now by telling me to say that. Isn't that something else? See? So that obviously tells me that's important to do. Okay. Bam. Oh, you know what we have here? Don't worry. We get condiments here. And of course, our fries. Oh, I love, fuck yeah. I'm loving that. I feel like Guy Fieri, I'm going to start looking like Guy Fieri soon with all this deep fried food, I'll tell you that much. All right. But you know what, though? At the end of the day, you got to say, you know, I don't beat myself up over it too much. You know why? Because I was doing a bunch of meth before. And I'm sorry. I'd rather be strung out on fucking big-ass guacamole or avocado hamburgers and french fries, homemade french fries, than fucking meth. So, okay. Bam, there's that. And then, of course, we're going to put on some ketchup and mustard on there, too. Now, there used to be a place in the Castro called Sliders. Now there's an ice cream place there. They used to make avocado, some of the most fantastic avocado burgers around, man. It's gone now, though. Now, like I said, now there's an ice cream place there. Businesses in the Castro, they shift like so frequently. It's crazy. All right. Boom. Oh, I love fries. I love fucking fries. Mmm. Wait. Hold on. Be right back. All right. Well, we already said grace. Or is there anything else we want to say? We want to get a fork. I'm going to show you so you can see. Let's oh man, problems, always problems. All right, what do you think? Yummy. Eat a retainer. If you had braces and you're wearing retainers, please take your retainers out of your mouth before you eat. That's very important. Very important. And if you don't know why that's important, try to figure it out. And if you can't figure it out, drop dead. If you're a dumbass. No, really. I mean, come on, it's not too hard to figure out. When they adjust your retainers, these metal parts, they get moved, right? Like to make fine adjustments. And if you're eating, masticating, which is the technical term for chewing, what do you think you're doing to these metal parts? Yeah, you're throwing them out of alignment. So don't do that, okay? All right, anyway, so enjoy. I hope you enjoyed this video. Enjoy the rest of your night, your day, or whatever it is. Bon appetit. God bless. Pray. In fact, because you're not going to pray, most of you, we're going to pray together right here. We're going to pray a prayer to the Virgin Mary right now. Called the Hail Holy Queen. And hopefully I'm not going to draw a blank in the middle of it, because it's not a prayer that I know as well as the Our Father, but I know it pretty well. So let's see what happens then. Hail Holy Queen. Oh, shit. All right, but we're going to do it, Our life, our sweetness, and our hope. To thee do we cry, poor banished children of Eve. To thee do we send up our sighs, mourning and weeping in this valley of tears. Turn then, most gracious advocate, thine eyes of mercy towards us, and show us the blessed fruit of your womb, Jesus. O clement, O loving, O sweet Virgin Mary. Pray for us, O Holy Mother of God, that we may be made worthy of the promises of Christ. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.